Last night was a sleepless one for Mr. Henry's family. Their vast garden, dozens of acres, built with years of hard work and pride, had been torn apart in an instant by a rampaging herd of wild hogs. And this morning, the moment the urgent alert chimed from my iPhone 17 Pro Max, I shot out of bed. Bad news spreads fast, and our team didn't waste a single second. This wasn't a recreational hunt. This was a mission, a duty. A fight to protect the peace of a small Northern American village bordering the deep woods. The air crackled with tension as we geared up. Each of us checked our weapons and equipment one last time, eyes locked with determination. Then we rolled out into the icy dawn, mist still crawling along the forest floor, heading straight toward the clash between man and the wild. Our truck tore down the winding dirt trail, carrying us deeper into the damp, shadowy forest. The air smelled of wet soil and fallen leaves. Every hunter gripped their weapon a little tighter. Everyone knew what was coming. From somewhere in the distance, guttural growls echoed through the trees. The hogs were close, hiding in the underbrush. I took position at a narrow opening between two old trees, a perfect ambush point. And then, from the brush, a massive dark shape burst out. One strike, one clean moment. The beast dropped instantly, our first threat neutralized. A breath of relief drifted through the cold morning fog, and the hunt officially began. To tighten the sweep, our team leader signaled the release of the hounds. They bolted through the thick woods, noses glued to the ground, tracking every scent left behind. Moments later, a sudden chorus of barking tore through the silence. The dogs had cornered another hog. I climbed to a high vantage point, held my breath, eyes trained on the movement. A dark blur flashed between the trees. I didn't hesitate. Victory out here doesn't come from brute strength alone. It comes from instinct, experience, and a team that moves as one. That's how we protect this forest, and more importantly, the people living beyond it. Minutes passed with nothing but silence, until a faint rustling cut through the still air. All eyes snapped toward the brush. Nick, our captain, heard it first. Exactly as we expected, a wild hog charged out, clueless that it had stepped right into a kill zone. Nick reacted instantly. Steady aim, smooth trigger pull. One decisive shot. Threat eliminated. Peace restored. We continued westward, navigating the thick forest when my GPS beeped, an unmistakable sign. A hog appeared beneath the canopy with no warning, no time to second guess. I planted my feet, aimed, and fired. The shot shattered the quiet woods. The hog bolted, but precision and persistence were on our side. It didn't get far. You saw that moment, didn't you? Sometimes victory isn't luck, it's patience, grit, and reading the land better than the beast itself. The earlier shots had sent the whole herd into chaos. Shapes scattered everywhere through the trees. And then, there, a massive shadow barreled forward at terrifying speed. This time, Jack, our sharpshooter, was up. He steadied his rifle, exhaled, squeezed the trigger. A clean hit! But wild hogs are built like tanks, and this one refused to fall. It pushed through the brush and vanished. Even in moments like that, we stand proud. Every failed chase teaches us something. Patience, teamwork, composure in the wild. With a decent haul secured, we began the trek back to the village before nightfall. The trail was calm, until a massive silhouette appeared out of nowhere. No hesitation. I raised my rifle and fired. The final threat of the day fell. A wave of relief washed over the team. The sweep was complete, not just with trophies, but with the peace of knowing the villagers could sleep safely again. And remember, every step we take out here follows US hunting laws and regulations to the letter. As we left the forest, I glanced back. The sun was dipping behind the mulberry ridge. A long day ended, but the echoes of the hunt still hanging in the air. Now on the fields, the traces left by the wild boar herd, with claws sharp as knives, have ravaged the land that the farmers have meticulously cultivated over the past months. The livelihoods of many families are at risk of being wiped out. There's no other option but to rise up and face these invaders. It's not just a battle with nature, but a fight for survival, for hope, and to protect every inch of land that belongs to the community. The vehicle rumbled across the rugged roads, bringing us closer to the fields of southern Brazil. From a distance, we could already spot the wild boars. The engine's roar startled them, sending them charging ahead. Nick quickly maneuvered the vehicle, creating the perfect distance for me to act. Everything happened like second nature. The shots rang out, each one finding its mark, dropping the targets one by one. Within minutes, the field fell silent again, the once vibrant figures now still, marking a strong start to today's hunt. After our perfect collaboration, we realized that moving by vehicle would alert the prey. We abandoned the truck, each step taken quietly, searching every corner with caution. Just 10 minutes in, the hounds had already caught the scent. With their well-honed tactics and training, they quickly surrounded the prey. My steps quickened as I closed in, just within range, and the shot rang out. Accurate! The threat to the field was stopped in time, securing the life here. As I dealt with my target to the east of the field, John had quickly spotted another boar thanks to the sharp nose of his hounds. With the ideal distance and precise guidance from the pack, John brought down the giant boar in the blink of an eye. Before we could even catch our breath, another figure appeared. John immediately charged forward, racing up the hill. Though the boar tried to flee, it couldn't escape the well-placed shot, bringing the chase to a swift end. Realizing the situation had changed, John signaled for me to advance and intercept the targets hiding on the hillside. After splitting into positions, we quickly set up a new formation, each step deliberate as we moved forward. Predicting there would be wild boar in this area, I moved straight ahead to intercept. Sure enough, it arrived. Aiming carefully, I squeezed the trigger. The shot hit its mark. Every step, every decision was calculated. Victory was achieved through precision and patience. The open areas always provide the golden opportunity for quick targeting and locking in on the prey. Therefore, Nick's team was assigned to handle the boars hiding there. Soon after, gunshots rang out, signaling another successful attack. Just when we thought everything was over, a signal came through about the prey's location. This time, the situation was tougher than ever. Although John had taken decisive action, the boar stubbornly escaped. I quickly closed the distance, each step light and careful, avoiding detection. Then, a sharp shot echoed, precisely hitting the target, bringing down the massive creature. The destruction was halted, securing the peace for this place. Hunting wild boar is not just about bringing down the prey, but about the art of reading their movements, allowing us to deploy precise strategies and achieve the desired outcome. Wild boars not only threaten our crops, but also pose a life or death challenge to us, the professional hunters. With their explosive reproductive rate, they devastate millions of acres each year, pushing nature to the brink of chaos. In this urgent situation, we're not just hunting wild boars, but protecting the ecological balance. If we don't act now, what will become of our environment? Stay tuned until the end to witness the fate of these savage beasts. At 5 a.m., we enter the territory taken over by the wild boars. Each member quickly splits up, calculating every step carefully. The hunting dogs, once released, immediately catch the scent and signal the presence of the prey. Upon receiving the signal, I rush forward. Oh, it's here! Too fast, it notices and tries to escape. But just as it makes its move, boom! A perfect shot halts its escape entirely. We can't afford to underestimate the cunning of these wild boars. 1 second of carelessness can lead to unimaginable consequences. We continue our search, tracking new targets. After a short distance, figures lurking in the fields are visible and cannot escape our sight. I adjust my focus, aim carefully, and squeeze the trigger. The shot rings out as expected, sending the boars into a panic. But it's too late. After a series of precise shots, all that's left are their bodies lying on the ground. Moments later, more dark shapes appear, unaware of the battle that just took place. Once again, our sharp shooting skills are put to the test. With each precise shot, honed through countless fierce battles, we don't give them a chance to escape. From another angle, an alarm sounds. It seems the boars are trying to flee after the recent commotion. John immediately gets the order, quickly moving to block their escape route. The boar, unaware of John's approach, becomes an easy target. With swift and decisive action, John lines up the shot. Perfect! The bullet strikes true. Other boars nearby don't escape the perfect control John exerts. The area is quickly secured. As the battle grows fiercer, new targets appear. With years of experience and a deep understanding of wild boar behavior, we are fully prepared. The timing and positions have been carefully calculated, awaiting the right moment to strike. Before long, this area is cleared, leaving no trace of the marauding beasts. Not a second to spare, we move toward the edge of the field where the wild boars are likely hiding. Sure enough, they emerge. I line up my shot, the bullet instantly speeding towards its target. Nice! The feeling of victory floods in. It's almost unbelievable how perfectly the shot landed. Despite knowing how slippery these creatures can be, even the most decisive moves can't always stop their speed and agility. A few of them manage to dart into the dense forest nearby, narrowly escaping the chase. The hunt continues, and we deploy all available resources and advanced gear to launch a new strategy. Every position is meticulously calculated based on the boar's known hiding habits. Soon, the targets begin to appear. The rifles are ready, no room for error. A shot rings out, and the boar drops instantly. Simultaneously, from all sides, gunfire erupts, marking our absolute dominance. A flawless battle, everything under control, every step calculated perfectly. Wild boars not only destroy crops, but directly threaten our lives. Over the past 3 months, their numbers have surged by almost 50%, taking over the areas on the outskirts of the village. Just last week alone, they ravaged more than 10 hectares of rice. There's no other choice. We have to call in the hunters to stop this nightmare. This hunt isn't for sport, it's for survival. One mistake could bring disaster to the entire community. The hunt is meticulously prepared by Thomas's team. As the late afternoon light begins to fade, they silently drive towards the foothills of the French countryside. Each member is professional, equipped with the best gear, ready to face whatever comes their way. Despite only having a vague idea of the wild boar's movements, they quickly pinpoint their location and possible routes of escape. Soon, a boar appears within their sights. Thomas adjusts the scope, and as the target enters his crosshairs, he squeezes the trigger. The shot rings out, powerful and precise. The boar drops. The sound of the gunshot serves as a clear warning, ending the intrusion of these wild beasts into their territory. Thanks to that victory, the team moves with greater urgency, tracking down new targets. After only a few minutes, another boar appears through the binoculars. Without hesitation, a bullet is fired, dead on target. Nice! Even though it tries to escape, it stands no chance against the sharpest marksman of the team. Without their skill, I can't imagine what would happen to this place. I thought the team might shift direction, but instead, they press deeper into the terrain. It seems they've spotted the boars nearby. There they are! Quickly, they divide and take up strategic positions. Every shot is perfectly placed, almost flawlessly so. No boar can escape their control. The team has the situation firmly in hand. With their experience and knowledge of the boar's habits, Thomas's team quickly moves into position. Within minutes, familiar shapes emerge in the distance. With precise aim, Thomas doesn't hesitate, squeezing the trigger. Couldn't help but marvel at their skill. Without their expertise, this place would surely have suffered much more destruction. As darkness envelops the landscape, we thought the hunt might be over. But no, they swiftly switched to a night hunting strategy. Using modern technology, The hunt continues without pause. I wondered how they could track wild boars in the dark. The answer is a compact night vision scope, capable of revealing everything hidden in the shadows. The once hidden shapes now become clear as day. Seizing the opportunity, a series of sharp shots ring out, each one finding its mark as the boars attempt to flee. After several tense minutes, only the fallen boars remain, their threat eliminated. The land is saved from further destruction by these vicious beasts. After the echoes of the gunfire fade, silence settles over the land. But the hunters don't stop. They press on with their mission. Their patience is finally rewarded as more targets emerge. This time, there are even more than before. Without hesitation, the team moves in. As soon as the boars are in the crosshairs, another shot rings out. One by one, the boars fall, and peace is finally restored to a land that has been plagued by chaos for too long. Thanks to the dedication and intelligence of Thomas's team, we are spared from further devastation by these wild creatures. In a peaceful corner of rural Germany, wild boars have become a nightmare. In just 1 year, their numbers have skyrocketed by over 60% compared to the previous year, causing millions of euros in damage. Facing this crisis, the authorities have issued an emergency decree, calling hunters into the western forests, believed to be the stronghold of these wild beasts. And we couldn't stand by. We hit the trail immediately. What about you? Do you have the courage to join us in this battle? Get ready, because this time, there's no room for hesitation. At 5 a.m., we gathered at the forest edge, running through the plan one last time. Each of us quickly dispersed, silently moving into our assigned positions. Those tense moments of waiting always test us the most. Then, the target appeared, darted right across our line of sight. The moment had come. A sharp gunshot rang out. Though the result wasn't huge, it was enough to mark a strong start for today's battle. Without a moment's rest, I used my tracking device to pinpoint where they were hiding. As soon as I locked onto their position, I moved to the ambush spot, ready to wait them out. Not long after, a strange sound came from the right. I quickly turned my eyes in that direction. The shape of the beast grew clearer, and with a steady finger, I pulled the trigger, taking down the target. These creatures have sharp hearing. The moment the shot rang out, they vanished deep into the forest. The wild boars here are incredibly wary. This is their home turf, so every movement they make is careful and deliberate.
Yep.
But years of hard-earned experience from countless hunts allow me to read their trails and accurately predict the direction they'll come from. and the moment they stepped into my sights, boom! Down it went, right there on the spot. A clean, decisive finish amid intense tension. This dense forest is truly the perfect refuge for the wild boars, every sense on high alert. In a breathless moment of silence, the prey suddenly bolts across. No time to hesitate. My finger tightens on the trigger instantly. The shot hits the mark. Never before has taking down prey been so fast and effortless. There's clearly no luck here. This is the result of relentless training and hard-earned skill that only a true hunter possesses. Pressing deeper into the heart of the forest, every step careful and silent to avoid alerting the wild boars. There it is! Not rushing the shot, I stay calm, eyes locked on every stride it takes. The distance closes in. When the target reaches the perfect position, I hold my breath and squeeze the trigger. The second bullet puts down a tough opponent. I exhale in relief after a flawless takedown, cutting off the advance of these beasts and stopping them from causing any more damage.
Trousse qui passera à quelques mètres de Théo.
The alertness never fades. These wild beasts can appear suddenly, without warning, anywhere. It's this lurking uncertainty that creates intense pressure, but we're no amateurs. We've trained hundreds of times for moments like this. And when the moment truly arrives, every reflex and skill kicks into overdrive, enabling us to complete the mission swiftly and precisely. Amidst the thick tangle of trees, the wild boars hide with cunning skill, making them harder to spot than ever. Yet, Jay's sharp eyes miss no movement. A decisive shot, perfectly precise. That marked the end of today's hunt, just as night began to fall. In just 48 hours, more than 2 hectares of vegetable fields in the outskirts of Beja, southern Portugal, turned into a battlefield. Many footprints, broken stems, everything was like a challenge left behind. The farmland was repeatedly invaded, leaving the locals anxious and almost powerless. An alert was issued immediately. We answered the call for help, teaming up with local forces to prevent the wild boar herd from advancing further into the fields. And today, we officially enter into a life-or-death battle with these fierce creatures. Stay tuned. The dogs were quickly released. Before long, they had picked up the scent of the prey. The barking echoed, sharp and frantic, filling the entire field as they surrounded the target from all sides. Boom! A clean shot, and the sow fell to the ground. If it hadn't been taken down now, in just a few days, the whole field would be overrun by her litter. We received a report of wild boar sightings in the southern part of the field. We quickly jumped into the vehicle, the engine roaring as we raced to the reported location. As soon as we stepped out of the truck, the wild boar charged straight at us. Weighing 200 kilograms, it came barreling toward me, way too close. A decisive shot rang out. If I had hesitated for even a split second, I might have been the one lying on the ground. It was a terrifying close encounter. My back and hands were drenched in sweat after that brush with danger. The fields here stretch across dozens of hectares, so we had to divide into multiple teams to block off different directions. However, the pursuit was far from easy. With lightning-fast speed and incredible agility, even using off-road vehicles, getting close and taking down the wild boar proved to be a real challenge. Only through seamless coordination, steady nerves, and real-world experience could we hope to bring down such a cunning creature. The sunlight had dimmed, but the air in the field was still buzzing with the echoes of the hunting dogs. They worked tirelessly, tracking every scent, quickly driving the wild boar into the open. It was thanks to them that we had the chance to deliver a powerful and precise shot. A clean shot ended the chase, and with it, all the tension in my chest was released with a sigh of relief. From now on, this field will no longer suffer any further destruction. It was already 6 p.m., but we still couldn't pull back. A herd of wild boars appeared at the edge of the vegetable field, preparing for a brutal rampage. But today, what awaited them here was the inevitable end for trespassing into a territory they should never have entered. If you don't hear the sound of a gunshot, don't be fooled into thinking the battle is over. We remained alert to everything happening around us. Every step was taken with caution, ensuring that the shot would end perfectly. and there could be no more fitting end to today's hunt. And so, the fierce battle has officially come to an end. After a long, exhausting day filled with heart-stopping moments, the team finally made it back safely. The mission to stop the monstrous herd and protect this land has been temporarily concluded, and everything turned out even better than expected.
Los-